Hi. I've been laughing all day at this shit. I've been laughing all day at this. At these people running around saying that the menstrual cycle is not natural. Okay. Do y'all really realize what you're denying? Like when you think about this on a deeper level, what you're denying, you're denying the complete cycle of life and death. Now, I'm not going to get into, how long the cycle is supposed to be or if you're even supposed to bleed at all. But what I will say is, like I made a post that said it's probably supposed to be exactly what it's described as, a period, which is a dot. That's probably what it's supposed to be. But to say that it's supposed to be non-existent and you don't bleed anything at all, no, not going for that. And I'm going to explain why the blood means so much. And I want to encourage all the women. I encourage women every day, all day, to study yourself. I've been talking about the womb on my page for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. And I encourage women every single day to know themselves, to study themselves. And this shit was just fucking hilarious to me today. Because I was just like, they still don't know. They're still not getting it. Okay. And for people that's watching this that never followed my page, I am what you would call an etymologist. I study the origin of words. I also call myself a phonologist. A phonologist, or phono means sound. So that means that I study sound. I study the sound in words. And the sound in words together with the etymology of words in different languages, not just the English language, helps me understand what things mean on a metaphysical language. Now, someone inboxed me earlier today and asked me, how do I study myself on a metaphysical language, on a metaphysical perspective? You have to think. You're going to have to think past what you see. I want you to open up your mind. When you are studying yourself, meaning understanding how your womb works, go get a biology book and actually study how a child is created in the womb, the stages that a child goes through. Get a biology book and study what stages that the menstrual cycle goes through. Understand what semen is when semen is coming into the womb. Because it's coming into your body. You should probably want to know what that is and how that's working. But the thing about it is, when you are studying and reading these things, I'm going to ask you to try to understand it or try to think of it, try to figure out what does it mean universally. Trust me, if you do this, I don't want to tell people to do it the way I do it, because one thing for me doesn't work for everybody else. I study words. That's how I know it. That's how I see it. You can start there, but if you don't want to start there, either way, you're going to have to think deeper past what you see. It's going to start clicking. If you start looking for yourself way deeper and asking why is this and why is that, trust me, you're going to start getting answers. I've started having dreams about this shit. I have dreams about the womb. I've been shown the womb in my dreams and actually told that that's a cave in my dreams. So it will start to come to you, because your inside of yourself, your feminine energy inside of yourself is going to tell you, is going to start talking back to you. It's going to start clicking. All right, I don't want to hold this video up, make it too long. I try to keep my videos at least within 15 minutes. So first thing first, we're going to look at the word natural. You're going to run around and say that it's not natural. Shit is hilarious. The word natural in Greek comes from the word Genesis. Genesis, like the book, like in the Bible, like the first book of the Bible. Yes, that's really what natural is. That's really what MensTruEl is. Okay, and Genesis has the word genes right on the front of it. That tells you right there that it's really about genetics. And the word gene, or Gyne, means woman. That tells you right there that it's really about the genetics of the woman. So right there, now we know that when we are talking about nature, we're talking about genetics, which has to do with energy and stuff like that. And we're talking about the woman, because that's where it's all going down there, in her womb. Okay? The menstrual cycle is the cycle of life and death itself. It is the cycle of the pattern of, you could say, awake and asleep. Okay? Because the cycle is representing the, and I could be saying this not in the right order, but the building up of the uterus, the tearing down of the uterus, the repair of the uterus, and the rest of the uterus, the resting period. And it's all being staged around to make that egg a comfortable place for that egg to go and to grow. Okay, so ovulation is representing the release that's happening in springtime, when it's sitting there waiting for the sperm to come in, because it's happening between spring and summer, which is when you're in heat. Okay, and then the other stages, when nobody ever comes, your Prince Charming never comes, that sperm never comes in there and says, hey baby, you want to make a baby, you want to make a child. He never came, so therefore she starts to deteriorate and die. So that's your fall and your winter. Your menstrual cycle is representing the zodiac. It is foolishness and fuckery to deny it. It's representing the clock, okay, of time. Now, it's representing maturation. What is mature or mature? That's mother. It's representing maturing the egg, and it also matures sperm. Men also go through a cycle of maturation. But that all has to do with the mother nature, which is Medu Neter. That's what the real Medu Neter is about. A lot of these hoteps running around to keep talking about the Medu Neter, the Medu Neter. Nigga, that's Mother Nature, okay? And it all goes back to her. If you're not studying Mother Nature, then you're not really studying the Medu Neter like you think you are. Anyway, the word menstrual has the word true right in the middle of it. It's MensTruEl. Men's true God. Men's true nature, because God means nature. Men's or men means to think. So it's really demonstrating how the mind works. This is why I'm telling you, if you study the womb, you will understand yourself. You will understand how your own mind works. What it's telling you how the mind works, because it's a cycle, right? Cycle, psyche. Cycle, psyche. Psyche-el. Psyche-el is the mind cycle, which is the menstrual. The menstrual, the men's trial. A trial is a test of men, a testament, a New Testament or Old Testament, which one you want? I'm trying to tell you that the menstrual cycle is all about you, woman, and it is not unnatural. Quit it. Quit the fuckery with that shit. The word menstrual itself comes from the word moon. Comes from the word moon. That moon that you see up in the sky, first of all, it's not really up in the sky. It's really inside of you. And I see people laughing, ha ha ha, and that goes to tell me you don't know shit, you ain't studied yourself. When I tell you that it's not up in the sky, it's inside of you, because everything is inside of you, and everything that you think is outside of you is really a reflection of what's inside of you. But the word moon, if you still don't believe that the moon is tied to the menstrual cycle, even though it's 28 days, just like a menstrual cycle, the word O-O-N, O-O-N, in Greek, I believe it's Greek, means egg. Un. And the word moon means egg. And the M on the front of it, for right now, we're going to say it's for the mother. But it means a lot of different things. So the word moon, un, and it means egg. That tells you right there that not only does the etymology of menstrual tie into the moon, but the word moon itself means egg. Okay? Now, here's another interesting thing about that 28-day menstrual cycle. What month do we have in the year that has 28 days in it? Oh, that would be February. What do we call February? Black History Month. Oh, isn't that interesting? Black History Month. You know why? Because black is really the menses. Black is really the menstrual. Black is really the dark water of noon that was in the beginning of the Bible when the Spirit of God hovered over the water, the dark water. That's the fucking menstrual cycle. Okay? Now, also, when you say that it's Black History Month, the true history, I say this all the time on my page, there's only one true history, and it's the histera, which histera means womb. That's the true history. So Black History Month is really about the womb. In that 28-day cycle. All of the holy days, Easter. How we saying it's not natural when we celebrating fucking Easter? And Easter all got to do with hunting eggs. What's wrong with y'all? Okay, I talked about how we go through the seasons of the zodiac. The seasons of the zodiac is separated into 90-day increments. What is 90? 90 is Ninti, Mother Ninti. Go look up Mother Ninti in the Sumerian tablets. You will find out that she is a genetic scientist. It goes back to genetics. Isn't that interesting? 90 is also a 90-degree angle, which is that thing right there. L. L means what? God. God means what? Nature. Nature means what? Genesis. Genesis means what? The genes of Isis. The genes of Osset. It's going back to you, woman. And you are denying your menstrual cycle? Foolishness. We like to talk about the Black Madonna. Oh, the Pope bows down to a Black Madonna. Yes, honey, that's the mother's DNA. Madonna, the mother's DNA. And you know where the DNA is being passed down through? The moon cycle. Because the word DNA is also the word Diana. Diana is DNA. And Diana is what? A moon goddess. You know what else means moon? Sin. Sin is a moon goddess. Like sin when you, in the Bible, you a sinner. It got to do with you taking on flesh. It has to do with that. I'm not going to get all into what sin is, but it ties into you taking on flesh. And being, you're really a menstrual egg, all grown up. That's what you are. You're in sin. You were born in sin. That you were born in the middle of your mother's menstrual cycle. Okay? Anyway, mother's DNA. You are the judge, honey. Justice is taking place in your womb on the cross. Because the cross is DNA, and DNA means judge. Or, I'm sorry, Dan. Dan in the Bible, like Daniel. It means judge. So D-A-N is judge. So DNA is judge. So A-N-D, which is and. And is what? A plus sign. A plus sign is what? A cross. Who's on the cross? Jesus. Who's Jesus? Isis. Who's Isis? Genesis. Genes of Isis. Oh, we're going to keep going in circles here because we're going to keep coming back to the mother of all living, Eve, that dark matter, that dark womb, that menstrual egg, that dark blood, that dark liquid, which is really ink. Ink, I-N-K, is really kin. K-I-N is really gene. And now we're back to the mother again. That's in your blood. You are the judge and the justice system is happening in your womb. There's a person in the Bible named Justice. Justice, his name was also Jesus. There's a justice in the Bible and his name is Jesus. Justice is what? The root word of what? Gestation. Gestation means the time that you spend in the womb. Because that is where judgment is taking place. When your genes are coming together and writing your story and you're paying back your karma. Your karma. Kar means heart. Ma means mother. Your mother's heart. That's your karma. I could do a whole other video on karma. But anyway, one last thing about the menstrual. Well, actually, two more things. Menstrual. You're also saying menstrual. M-I-N-S-T-R-E-L. You know, like the Joker. Ha, ha, ha. Because menstrual is the joke. Because you're being tricked. Because you're in the matrix. You're being tricked by electric, which is light. I'm trying to stay on track here. But the Joker is the joke. And the J is interchangeable with a Y, which makes that word what? Yoke. What is yoke? Yolk comes from where? An egg. So the minstrel, who's the Joker, one of Beyonce videos, is the Joker playing on, doing the music. He's over top of the sound, the vibration. Oh, surprise, surprise. So during your menstrual cycle, you have something, a hormone called a follicle stimulating hormone. That is, the follicle comes from the word folly, which comes from the word fool. What is a fool? The Joker. The follicle stimulating hormone is coming from the Joker, which is the menstrual, which is the egg, which has to do with somebody playing a trick on you and making you think that this whole reality is real, but it's not. Because you're stuck in a sleep and awake pattern, which is the entire pattern of the menstrual cycle that you guys are saying is not natural. Ridiculous. The other thing is that it's called a period, right? Well, we have something else called a periodic table with all the elements on there. The elements, the elements, the mind of God, the elements, or the mind of God is in the periodic table, is in the period, which is in the woman, which the period is the sentence, right? A sentence, when you, the period is at the end of a sentence. What kind of a jail sentence? Because the judge is happening in her womb. And the period is at the end of the sentence, which is the jail sentence, which represents you serving time in jail. That's time, honey. You're the clock. The clock is in your womb. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay, I think I covered it all. Went a little bit over 15 minutes. Is all good. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please stop it with the nonsense that the menstrual cycle is not natural, because you're denying your own divinity as a woman and a goddess, and especially the black woman, who is the original mother and woman of all women on earth.